All right, and good afternoon, and welcome to the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. It's overcast conditions here at the Windsor Park, and of course, we're here for this encounter. The Sari Sunrisers, they're gonna be up against the Barana Orte Warriors. Of course, the Sunrisers, they went down yesterday, and they'll be looking to change things around today, and most likely pick up a W, get the win under the belt, and get the tournament up and running. And of course, the Barana Orte Warriors themselves, they'll be hoping to maintain the good fortunes that they have. It's a bit overcast. Looking up at the east, we could see some of the white further in the mountain tops, and there's some showers on the mountain tops. But here is the first ball to be bowled by Mervyn Matthew from the Billy Doctor Pavilion, and it's up in the air already. It will go all the way. The first delivery goes for Twapiton, thirst quenching 6. And that was a mighty blow. And of course, a welcoming one there for the Sari Sunrisers. As I say, good afternoon to Gavin Richards.
Well, good afternoon, Ali and Christopher. And what a way to get things up and going in the innings for the Sari Sunrisers. Mervyn Matthew just a little bit guilty of pitching that one up. And got the treatment maximum. And we're up and running here at Windsor Park.
It's a good way to start, and that's Kofi James picking up from where he left off yesterday. He scored a brilliant 39 yesterday afternoon, and of course he's on the money again once more. Because there's
Mervyn Matthew is appealing, and he's appealing all the way down to the pitch, but the umpire is unmoved and signals leg byes. I think we'd love to have another look at that delivery. Mervyn Matthew was adamant that he had gotten his man, but umpire Heston Charles said no.
Of course, 7 without loss, that's the score. And it'll bring on strike Kashaski John Lewis. We know he can bat, and we know he can hit the ball a long way. He's no slouch with the bat, Gavin.
No slouch at all. He's been in England for a long while, and he's been playing some good cricket up there. And Kashaski John Lewis, a lot will be riding on him as well. If he can get going, Sunrisers will be definitely happy. And there's the edge. And the umpire raises his finger. Mervyn Matthew gets the breakthrough, and it's the end of Kashaski John Lewis. So the Barana Orte Warriors getting the early wicket. Mervyn Matthew there. You can see Kashaski John Lewis is guilty of chasing that one. It was way outside the off stump. Almost probably could have been a wide. And he got a slight edge onto that, and wicketkeeper Gian Benjamin is not going to drop those. The Sari Sunrisers, they've lost their first wicket. It's Kashaski John Lewis going back for a duck.
Well, the Warriors will be happy to see the back of Kashaski John Lewis. Mervyn Matthew making the early breakthrough. 7 for 1 is the score. Brings to the middle the nature boy, Tyron Theophil, for the Sari Sunrisers.
Well, he's an opener by nature. He's been an opener throughout his career. But it's tricky conditions here at the Windsor Park. There's rain around the perimeter of the stadium. So it's going to be a challenge for both the batting team and the fielding team. With a lot of moisture out there in the outfield, the ball definitely will be difficult to grip. And then with the water on the pitch, the moisture there could probably have some impact with the batters as well. Ball will not come on as nicely as they would like it to. Matthew to continue. And this one is sailing over the ropes. Maximum again. It's a Twapitor Thirst quenching 6. Big Blue there. So the Leeward Islands Hurricanes player Kofi James just helping that one over the ropes.
Kofi was quick onto that one, Gavin. He was quick onto the back foot and helped it on its way. Moved the score up to 14, and James has already raced to 12 of just 3 deliveries. We saw yesterday he had a quick start as well. Ended up scoring 39, and today he's already 12 from 3.
Well, it's been an eventful over so far. 12 runs, the wicket, final delivery, and should get just the single. Brings us to the end of the first over. 13, but that should be 15 without loss. But Mervyn Matthew conceded 13. He has figures of 1 for 13.
Yes, a very eventful over. 15 for 1. Just the first over bowled. 15 for the loss of 1. Kofi James unbeaten there on 13. As you could see, the bowler, that's Erwin Burton, will be operating there from the media center end, or the Rosa River.
Well, the Brana Uti Warriors, they are without the services of Dylan Joseph, who normally bowls in the power play for them. He's out injured. Means now that Erwin Burton will be called into action to sort of do the job that Dylan Joseph has been doing over the past few editions for the Warriors. Just has the ability to just get these wickets in the power play. Dylan Joseph. So how will Erwin Burton fare out in these conditions here? As we just saw a short while ago, he had to wipe the ball. So good start for the Sunrisers. 15 off the first over. And gets the treatment, and it's going to be a Bullseye Pharmacy clinical for wrist to the boundary there.
Gavin Kofi is not wasting any time here this afternoon. He's quick onto the back foot and, of course, just blasting the ball where it needs to go. And Erwin Burton will already have to change up that line and get it right.
Well, that length as well, it was a bit too short and allowed Kofi enough time to get back. Doesn't have the express space, so can't bowl that shot. This time, another good shot is a race between the fielder and the ball. I think maybe the umpires will have another look at that one. You can just see the umpires just making contact with the third umpire just to see if the fielder had any part of his body on the ropes while in possession of the ball or in contact with the ball. Can just have another look at it there. Good initial work. Yeah, that's 4 years. All over the boundary. And definitely before, and we can see the signal. So, Bullseye Pharmacy Clinical 4. Kofi James motoring along here at Windsor Park.
Well, thank God for replays. Of course, we had the opportunity to see that one on the replay. And Kofi James, this time he will have to go. Erwin Burton strikes back. And that's the end of Kofi James.
Well, so Erwin Burton gets his man in the end. Went for 10 runs off his first 2 deliveries. And Kofi James probably going for 1 boundary, 2 extra. You can see he found the man there at mid-wicket. Easy catch in the end. And the Sunrisers, they've lost their second wicket.
So the catcher there, Gillon Tyson. A brilliant catch And of course, the new batsman coming on now, that's Junior Javier. So the Sari Sunrisers, they've now lost their second wicket. They're 23 now for the loss of 2. Just 1 over and 3 deliveries bowled so far. After a great start there by Kofi James, he went for 21. The Sari Sunrisers, they are 23 for the loss of 2. So Junior Javier, the new batsman, and Tyrone Theophile, who is yet to get off the mark, they are at the middle right now.
So 2 new batsers at the crease for the Sunrisers. They have lost their 2 openers. 23 for 2, just midway through the second over. Good slower delivery there. From Irwin Burton. So after the first 2 deliveries, which he got spanked about for the Windsor Park, he's come back nicely. So run rate just below 15, or just below 14, I should say. And they'll just get 1. Leg byes though. Signaled by umpire Lenny Dangleben.
Well, this is the kind of thing that you want to see from your bowler, Gavin. Yes, he went for a bit too much in the opening deliveries, but he's come back and pulled things back for his team so far. Just the final delivery.
Well, this one is in the air. Could be another wicket. No, it won't be actually. It's sailing over the boundary ropes. Massive shot there. And a Trapitor thirst quenching 6.
Tyrone Theophile with that shot there. Hit high over the bowler's head. It really went high. For a moment there, you thought that the man, Stephen Nittram, had a chance, but no. Over the boundary ropes for maximum.
That one there was in the slot and definitely got the treatment. And Tyrone Theophile, the batsman of his caliber, will not let those pass by. So brings us to the end of the over after 2. It's 30 for 2. Another expensive overs. So Sunrisers will be happy with the run rate. Going at 15. We'll probably want to keep some wickets in hand. Looks like we're going to have a change in bowling at the Bailey Duckgrove Pavilion end. Here comes Batman, Gillen Tyson. And what a good delivery first up. Straight on the mark.
Real quick delivery as well. Hit the keeper's gloves in split second. So very, very quick delivery there from Gillen Tyson. Of course, operating from the Bailey Duckgrove Pavilion.
This one over the keeper's head, and it will win the race. A clinical bullseye pharmacy clinical 4. Not too sure if Junior Javier had much or knew much about that, but in the end, top edge, and it will go for 4.
Well, it is some welcoming runs. Of course, they will take it how it comes. The Sari Sunrisers. And Javier, not a man with so much height. Of course, got the top edge on that one. And of course, the keeper, Gian Benjamin at the back. Over his head as well.
And it doesn't take much for the ball to go over Gian Benjamin's head. This one, I think, almost came back onto the wicket there. Good stuff from Gillen Tyson. Is bowling with some real pace this afternoon.
So, yes, there's a pace. Yes, there's bounce. But Javier, he did very well to actually keep it down and get on top of that bounce. Yeah, the score moves on to 35. Javier unbeaten on 5.
Another good delivery. Look at the carry to the wicketkeeper, Gian Benjamin. Gillen Tyson has his tails up. He's bowling quite well this afternoon. 5 runs off the over and looking to end on a good note. As this has definitely been the best over so far for the Warriors in terms of the run rate. And a swing and a miss. Ends it for dot ball. Good stuff there from Gillen Tyson. It's a 35 for 2 after 3.
So 3 overs bowled, 35 for 2. That's the score at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. The Sari Sunrisers. They lost the toss early on and they've been sent into bat first. And now they are 35 for the loss of 2. Junior Gervais there, unbeaten on 5. And Tyron Theophile, unbeaten on 6. The last wicket to fall, Kofi James, with a quick fire 21. So the score now 35 for the loss of 2. As you see, the introduction of Kamal Hamilton, who normally goes by the name Mate.
Well, Kamal Hamilton being entrusted with the final over of the power play. And you know the batters will be looking to have a go at him to try to make the most out of the power play period where you're only allowed 2 fielders outside the circle. They'll think about 2, but it'll just have to be 1. Good hustle there out in the deep. So you can see Kamal Hamilton with the towel trying to dry the ball. Like we said, there's been a lot of rain around through the course of the day, so it's going to be very difficult for the bowlers to get a firm grip on the ball. More so for the spinners. Umpire Lenny Dangleben signals wide. So Gillen Tyson sort of brought things back just a little bit, just 5 runs off the last over. So the Sunrisers will go in a tad about 15. So this one is going to beat the fielder, and it's a bullseye Pharmacy Clinical 4. Okay, just have a quick look at that. You can see Gervais swinging through the line, and nothing much that Gillen Tyson could do out there. A half-hearted appeal there from Kamal Hamilton, but that one is clearly going down the leg side.
A swing and a miss there from Gervais, that's Junior Gervais. And of course, just wait for the umpire's signal. Did he get some bat onto that?
Well, it looks so. I didn't see the signal for leg buys or or wide. So assuming it's off the bat.
Yeah, there was some definitely there was some turn from Kamal Hamilton on that one. So it's 43 for 2. There's 2 legal deliveries left in the over. So 43 is the score. 43 for 2. Junior Gervais has already raced on to 11. And of course, a big swing there from Tyron Theophile, missing everything completely. Should look to put that ball through the extra cover region, Gavin.
Yeah, trying to bring it from off to on is always a difficult shot. And that appeal for the man card there, but umpire Lenny Dangleben says not out. So Junior Gervais will just have to be a bit cautious. Kamal Hamilton is on the prowl. He will try to run you out. You can see actually where the batter's out. Ooh. Well, that one. Oh. Okay, so I just got correction there from assistant scorer Eli. that the motion had to be, had to be in one complete motion. So, Kamal, you have to do better than that.
Well, the man card, Gavin, has always been one for questioning,
Yes,
as far as I know.
especially in terms of the spirit of the game. I mean, yes, you the batter should try not to, get so much of an advantage, but sometimes it's neither here or there, and you can just be caught slipping there. Like in this instance, there, for example, Juve wasn't really trying to steal any sort of a big advantage, but it's in the law, it's in the rule books, has to be enforced. But brings us to the end of the power play. 9 of the over from Cameron Hamilton, and at the end of the power play, it's 44 for 2. Run rate at 11 runs per over. I think the Sunrisers would be relatively happy with the score on the board so far.
We see the introduction of Jonel Eugene from the Billy Doctorow Pavilion.
Eugene, of course, from our sister island of St. Lucia. No stranger to the Dream 11 HILT 10 tournament. Really found a home with the Barana OT Warriors. And starts off well so far.
Yes.
So you can see Theophile and Gervais just struggling to get the ball away a bit, Alian.
Yeah, most definitely so. Struggling there. Some cases, I believe it's where the ball needs to go. They're trying to take it from the offside and bring it onto, the leg side. But just play to the merit of the ball. That's what I think they need to do.
You can see Junior Jeffrey just struggling there a bit, and you can see he looks like a batsman that's not really in form per se. It's been a while since I've actually, seen him play some active cricket. So maybe there's some signs of rust. You can see he'll take the quick single there. But the Warriors definitely won't mind this at all.
No, it's definitely not. They've really held down the runs since Kofi left. Of course, they've really tightened things up. That wicket fell when it was 23, Gavin, and now it is 5 overs complete. It's 45 for the loss of 2.
But that was an excellent over from Jonel Eugene. Just a single off it. 5 dot balls in the end. 45 for 2 at the halfway point. So if they continue at this pace, they will get to about 90. They will definitely be looking for a total of over 100, because we know of the firepower that the Warriors possess. With the hard-hitting Stephen Natram and Gian Benjamin, they will definitely need a lot more runs on the board, the Sari Sunrisers. You can just take a look at the Mon Bruce. Beautiful nature isle of the world. Some say the Caribbean, but I say the world. Dominica. As we have James into the attack. And again, another swing and a miss. So, Sunrisers, the runs have really dried up. So, say good afternoon to Joel Mingo.
Good afternoon to you, Gavin Richards, and good afternoon to our listeners. And you could clearly see that the runs has really dried up for real. See Jamie James taking up the attack from the river end, and Junior and Theophile would have to really get a pep in their step if they have to post something defendable at the Windsor Park.
Well, they started off well, the Sunrisers. The sun was really rising, but it looks now like the sun is setting, and it's setting on the innings at the midway point. So you really have to do something about that. Let's see, just protection out in the deep there. It will just be one.
I think in these T10 games, Gavin, that when you dry up the boundary deliveries, teams find it difficult to score, because if they're not scoring boundaries, they're like not going anywhere.
And that seems to be something that plagues cricket in the Caribbean. A lot of our batters, if they can't find the boundary ball, they can't score.
Yeah, it's become sadly a part of our culture. And I can remember back in the days when I was really, really small, the likes of Cal Hooper, Jimmy Adams, those guys were guys who love taking singles. As we see, Junior flicks this one as for wideish square leg for a boundary, well needed boundary by Junior Jovie and the Sari Sunrisers.
Yes, good shot there in the end. Bullseye Pharmacy Clinical 4. Can just look at Jovie there, Mac Buddy, as he's commonly known. Real bad delivery there. And he got the treatment.
Junior Jovie and Tyrone Theophile, very experienced cricketers, both hails from the southern part of the island, Point Michelle and Soufriere respectively. They have a very good relationship amongst them. They've played for Dominica for many years, for the clubs, the Tremors, for many years, won lots of trophies, and they would have to really do something real special here to get them to something defendable.
We have a situation, Joel, where we have the sun out and it's also raining at the same time. And I know there's a familiar saying as to what could be happening at this point in time. I don't think I'll repeat it on air.
Something to do.
I think I'll probably just say wedding bells.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting as you say that the sun is out for real, and then the showers look like it's lurking from the back of the mountains. But we really hope that the rains stay away and we could get some, full allotment of overs in. It's shaping up to be a fantastic game so far. And Junior Jovie and Tyrone Theophile looking to actually step on the accelerator to get the team closer to the 100 mark.
They really need to step on it, Joel, because looking at Junior Jovie, he's faced some 20 deliveries already, and he's just got 17 runs. Now, if it were Test match cricket, ODI cricket, or even T20, you could maybe accept this sort of strike rate. But in T10 cricket, if you face 21 balls,
nice shot there by
nice shot. Lovely shot. Bullseye Pharmacy Clinical 4.
Yes, and then he actually swiped this over mid wicket. Nice shot. He knew there wasn't a fielder there and he pierced that gap perfectly. Wonderful shot by Theophile.
Well, he was looking for it again, but he'll only find the fielder. Just a single.
So, Gavin Richards, what do you think would be a good score here from this point on for the Sari Sunrisers?
Well, with just about 3 overs to go, I would say they could get their way up to 100. They would be in it for a chance. But the way things are going, as this one fielder comes into play, but it'll fall just short. They're struggling to find the boundaries. And there's just one delivery left.
I think something needs to give here. The both batsmen are actually struggling to get the ball off the square. And, you still have the likes of Dion Bilton to come. Very, very experienced and stylish batsman. And you see again, Theophile trying to target that mid-wicket boundary. And very tight bowling by Jonal Eugene is restricting him. You see the end of the 6th over going into the 7th over. The score is at 59 for 2. So 18 legal deliveries to come, and they would hope they could probably double that.
Yeah, well, the Sunrisers should also have a look at the weather as well, because we can see the clouds building up again. Matter of fact, we can see the showers, I would say maybe just around the Mount Bruce area. So we could be impacted by rain again. And with this slow run rate that they're going at, if Duckworth Lewis has to come into play, it will surely give the Warriors a target or a total that they will be very, very comfortable in chasing. So they really need to up the ante a bit. The run rate, which was at 15 at one point, has now dropped all the way down to 8.43. And Theophile and Junior Gervais really struggling, to find the boundary here this afternoon. Joel, after a few comments from you, we'll have Compton Bertrand to join you as I make my way back down onto the field.
Yes, thank you for your stint, Gavin Richards. As we see, one of the batsmen, I think Theophile, is trying to get some treatment here. Not too sure what's the issue with him, but fully trying to get some treatment there. Be interesting to find out what he's retired for. Retired hurt. We didn't pick up anything from the last over, but let me say good afternoon and welcome again to my commentating colleague, Compton Bertrand.
Good afternoon to you, Joel Mingo, and good afternoon to, of course, viewers and listeners, wherever you are. Of course, this game is really setting up itself to be a very interesting one, particularly towards the end. But of course, we just see the outing of one of the players as a result of injury. Hopefully that he'll be okay. Mingo. Meantime, of course, the match is about to resume. Gervais is on strike. He's on 19. And of course, Tyrone Theophile is on 13 there. Actually, Theophile is the one who went out. So back to the action.
And you see again Junior Gervais playing and missing outside the off stump. Jamie James, it's not going to make it very easy for him. So he has to actually try and pick up the singles or try and get some boundaries, well-needed boundaries. And we see again play and miss by Junior Gervais. I think he will probably need to change his guard or do something because he hasn't been making any contact as of such for the past couple of overs.
Yes, Jimmy James is the sort of bowler who pushes the ball through, so he doesn't flight too very much, and of course that makes it sort of difficult for the batter. So he's the sort of player who's going to really push it in quite quickly. Chance of a run out there. Trouble. Somebody's going to make his way back to the pavilion. He's already running off. The Surrey Sunrisers losing a wicket. Mingo?
Yes, and I'm very unfortunate for that wicket to be going down. A big wicket of Dion Burton without even facing the delivery. It's very rare. You see that in cricket. And the Barana Warriors are in the driver's seat in this game. Big wicket of Dion Burton.
Yes, certainly. Burton is quite capable with the bat. And of course, having gone without troubling the score is certainly a disadvantage, of course, for the Surrey Sunrisers.
And the sun has actually seems that it's set it already.
Yes, there's lots of cloud cover right now. A little bit gloomy, so it's somewhat gloomy now at the moment. But nevertheless, play is able to continue. It's not really raining heavily, but there certainly is some moisture, especially in the Roseau Valley, up towards the mountain top. It's quite visible there from here.
Yes, a very important and interesting passage of play right here to see where or what can the Sunrisers do to actually up the antique and try their best not to lose any more wickets in the process.
Very interesting delivery there by Jimmy James, Mingo.
Yeah, his ball was like almost like a bouncer, and Junior Gervais pulled and kind of hit the back end of the bat, and then Gian Benjamin fumbled it.
And that was pretty quick as well. And this time he moves space, but he's going to find the fielder, and he's caught. Caught at long off. So Gervais goes. The Surrey Sunrisers losing another scalp.
Yes, Gervais never looked like himself, and he'll be living with himself. Previous deliveries he was involved in a run out with Dion Burton, and then actually just gifting his wicket to Jamie James and getting out in the process. So two new batsmen at the crease. Liverpool yet to face, and we'll see who comes in next. We're kind of in shock here right now because, at one point in time, the run rate was almost butting to 16 and over, and they were going in great guns. But it just shows the character of the Barana Warriors. Really fought back nicely, and really pegged things back, and in a really difficult situation, the Sunrisers, wicket after wicket, and the scoreboard is not ticking. The runs are not coming, and they would really have to do something real special from here to get to some kind of respectable total on the board.
59 for 4, the score. After 8. And of course, Dylan John is the batter, occupying the crease at the moment. He's on strike.
A very quick delivery from Jamie James as expected, and seems as if the bat and the ball is having problems right now, and bat is not getting onto ball right now, Compton.
Yeah, certainly has really posed some difficulty to the batters. Bowls very quickly off the surface. He's not the type of spinner who's going to flight the ball and give you time to get under him. And of course, the condition of the wicket is also providing that assistance. The ball is really coming through. And it seems to be producing some bunks as well. We saw earlier, when he was bowling in that last over, there was a particular delivery that came off the surface as if it were a medium pacer.
Oh yes, and it's not surprising, because Jamie James, he really bowls very tight. He reminds me sort of a Michael Yardy from England. Bowl that short run up and bowls pretty quickly. He's very deceptive, and you think he's bowling, slow right arm, comes onto you very quickly. And Jamie James is not too far from Michael Yardy.
Yeah, sort of a deceptive bowler in his approach. So you have to be very careful. But it's going to be Gillon Tyson to operate from the Billy Doctorow Pavilion end. And Liverpool is off the mark. They are looking for the second, and they will get it. Just putting some pressure on the fielders there. And, of course, causing the fumble in the field, Mingo.
Yes, and it's very important that, the fielders back up their bowlers. Gillon has given nothing away so far in his spell. 1.1 over, 7 runs, and he's bowled very well. Let's see what he does here right now. Barana Ute Warriors. Fact, Compton, the Barana Ute Warriors has the largest fan gathering or the fan base in this entire tournament. And I can tell you that from experience.
Oh, certainly. We've seen it last year. In fact, ever since the first edition, they've really had the largest fan base. And we've seen it literally in the stadium.
Yes, and there's a group in the stadium, the Grayson Shillingford and Irving Shillingford stand. And he let them feel you. And they were influenced by the Barana Ute Warriors. Most of them are supporters of the Barana Ute Warriors. So let me say good day to them. And, they're always out for fun and having a nice time in the Grayson Shillingford stand. And also, the Barana Ute Warrior. Barana Ute is located in the northeastern part of the island, the Kalinago territory. They have quite a few Kalinagos in that team, the likes of Gian Benjamin, Owen Bilton, Gillon Tyson, Fabian Benjamin, and a few more other players.
Of course, Tyson grabbed the wicket in the first match that he played. He went for 28 thereabout. It was a bit expensive. This time around, only going for 8 thus far in his 1.5.
And it looks as if the Surrey Sunrisers aren't going anywhere. They're not doing anything. The scoreboard is not going anywhere. the batsmen are not making contact with the deliveries, and Gillan Tyson has his tail up, and he would feel that he could pick up the wicket of Dylan Douglas. Very interesting to see what delivery he bowls next.
And he went for the hard length. So that's the completion of the eighth over. So 9 overs gone rather. So there's one more to go. And of course they are now 62 for 4.
Compton, they actually go in at a run rate of 6.8 and over.
Yes, and that is not very high at all.
That's very poor by the standards of the Sari Sunrisers. And the Barona Ute Warriors will be really happy the way I would not say slow down. They just put a halt in the scoring. They've halted the Sari Sunrisers, actually stifled them, and they're incapable of actually scoring runs at the moment.
Well, let's see if they can at least try and make up things in this final over. Get a quick cameo. Get some maximums. It's not going to be easy. Conditions favor the bowling at the moment. And as a result of bad fielding, of course, allowing the second.
Very good single by two. A very good call again by Delroy Liverpool, and he would be wanting to take most of the strike in this last over, trying to get his team something to defend, something to bowl at.
Yes, quite certainly. Hamilton, tall, lanky fella. And he's always looking for the LBW. Hamilton. He's a tall lad. He's able to extract some bunks as well, but doesn't flight the ball too very much.
What can Delroy Liverpool do here? 4 deliveries to come. He would need to get at least a few to top it off those quenching sixes, as you could see.
And this one squirts off the inside edge and goes down towards the fine leg region, the batter. And it might be given out there. Let's see what the umpire decides. And he's walking off, and now the signal comes. Unfortunate there for the sorry for the Sunrisers, but they had to take the chance.
Yes, they had to, and then he was looking for strike to probably finish it off, but apparently he actually hesitated when he turned to the non-strikers and then coming back up, and he looked like he even gave up the chase halfway through.
Yes, they really took their chances that the ball didn't go too far away from the fielder. But of course, as a result of the situation, they were trying to really maximize on that opportunity and turn that single into a double.
Yes, they would need much more than 65 when you're coming up against the likes of Gian Benjamin, Stefan Natram, and Mervyn Matthew. And I know in cricket, cricket's a game of various uncertainties, but one would think that 65 would be not enough. But we'll see how it goes.
Yes, you're quite right on that. And straight away, Vidal is off the mark with a double. He's quite capable with the bat as well. He's not just a spinner, left arm orthodox spinner, but he's quite capable. I've seen him improve tremendously with the bat, Jimingo.
Yes, very promising spinner, left arm spinner. I like him. He's a very quiet guy, and he seems the part. But what can he do here? He's not with the ball right now. With the bat, 2 deliveries to come, 67 for 5.
Opportunity for catching, and it goes. Caught in the deep at wideish long on. And Hamilton is celebrating there with a long run.
That's some celebration, Compton Bertrand.
I think he will have to be considered as a potential for a CCL stylish celebration.
Oh yes, that's the first time I've ever seen that. It looked like he was running, he was going to stop. But that's always good to have a bit of humor.
Very interesting
in the
celebration there
last
by
legs of the
Hamilton.
game.
.67 for 6 the score. One more delivery to go.
You need to try to get to at least the 70 mark. Some psychological advantage or something to give them something to bowl at. But as I said, the game is never over until it's over.
I'm sure they'll be pushing for a second there. And they will get it. And that's the end of the innings. So it's now 69 for 6. So, of course, the Barana Uti Warriors will require 70 for victory. Mingo, what are your thoughts?
I believe they're 20 runs too short. And but cricket is played on the field, not in this commentary box. But it's something to bowl at. But the bowlers would need to be very tight. The fielders will have to back them up, in the field and be exceptional out there. And you never know, 1 or 2 quick wickets, getting some key batsmen out would put pressure on that middle order for the Barana Uti Warriors. And nevertheless, we have a game on our hands.
Yes, certainly. Of course, that's the story so far. 69 for 6. Kofi James, 21 of 7. A quick comment with it. Junior Jovi, 19 of 27. Theophil, of course, making his contribution as well. Of 13 of 12. And Liverpool, 6 of 5. Of course, Jamie James grabbing the 1 wicket for 6. Of his 2, Mervyn Matthew, 1 for 13. Burton 1 for 14 and Hamilton 1 for 16 of his allotted 2. Of course, Gavin Richards is already down there waiting to have a mid-match interview, and of course very shortly we'll go down to him.
All right, everyone, we're at the midway point in this Dream 11 Nature ILT10 matchup. It's between the Sari Sunrisers and the Barana Uti Warriors. Well, the Sari Sunrisers, they batted first. They got to just 69 for 6 in their 10 overs. Let's get some reaction from some of the guys on the field. With me is Kamal Hamilton. Let's call him mate of the Barana Uti Warriors. 69 for 6. Kamal, talk me through the innings as to how good you felt that your guys did this afternoon.
Well, we did well because the pitches were like a damp and there was a little wet, good conditions.
All right. Now, the Sunrisers got off to a flying start. I think they were like 35 without loss after 2 overs. Or they had 35 on the board, let's say, after 2 overs. How did you guys pull things back?
Well, Gian was saying just keep the ball in the right areas and it will work.
All right. Keep the balls in the right area and do the work.
Yeah, it did work.
All right. Now, Kamal, tell me a little bit about that celebration, that CCL stylish celebration. We saw a short moment ago when you got that wicket. What basically were you trying to do, man?
Well, I was just trying to make myself feel happy.
All right, you know what? Kamal, I want you to give me a demonstration again. Cameraman, let's see if we can pick this up. Give us the CCL stylish celebration again, man. Well, go ahead, Kamal. Well, Kamal seems to have other ideas. All right. Well, we'll continue with the presentation. And we have Junior Gervais now of the Sari Sunrisers. Junior, guys are off to a very good start, but then things really fell apart. What went wrong, man?
To be honest, we were battling a difficult situation. We had a flying start, but they pegged back. And the Warriors, I give credit to the Warriors bowling attack. They really hold us down. But runs on the board is runs on the board.
Feel confident that you can defend that 69 is going to be a tall ask?
With the bowling attack that we have, I think we can defend any score.
All right, a word on your batting performance and also Kofi James as to how they went out there this afternoon.
To be honest, as I told you earlier, that I was battling a difficult situation. I just had to try for my team. We end up with 60-something or 70, something like that. 69. Well, as I say, we're going to defend that.
All right, well, thank you very much, Junior Gervais. All the best out there as you look to defend the 69. So that's it from the midway point. It's the Sari Sunrisers batting first, 69 for 6. It means that the Barana OT Warriors are going to need 70. They have 10 overs to do so. Stay tuned for the run chase.
So it's now day 3 at the Dribble 11 T10 tournament, and we have spoken to spectators, we have spoken to players, and it's always imperative for the men that keep the place safe, right? So we have an officer with us. Tell us a little bit about the vibe at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium since the tournament has started.
Well, based on what I've seen so far so good. The guys showing off their talent, doing what they have to do. Most importantly, you have the police officers on point, trying to keep the patrons safe. So it's always good to encourage patrons when they come in there to keep their weapons home, come with a clear mind to just enjoy cricket and not violence.
All right, so you still have time to come down, even though the rain is falling, but you still have time to come on down to the day 3 of the Dribble 11 T10 tournament. And as you heard, keep your weapons home, leave the violence at home, and just come on down to have a good time right here at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. So stay tuned as the next team will be up to bat in just a few minutes.
767. Everybody coming down to the stadium.
Come to see the Valley Hikers and the Tito Gosh Splashers.
Everybody coming down to the stadium.
To see Sari Sunrisers and Barana Ote Warriors.
Everybody coming down to the stadium.
To see Indian River Rowers and the Champagne Reef Divers.
Tutmundio Kadesan, yes, they coming down.
So come and enjoy the cricket.
All you know, all you like it.
Yes, Dominica, the natural, giving them a taste of nature. Dream 11, natural T10 in Dominica. 767.
Giving them a taste of nature. Dream 11, natural T10 in Dominica. 767. Everybody coming down to the stadium.
So come and enjoy the cricket.
All you know, all you like it. Everybody coming down to the stadium.
So come and enjoy the cricket.
All you know, all you like it.
Giving them a taste of nature. Dream 11, natural T10 in Dominica. 767.
Giving them a taste of nature. Dream 11, natural T10 in Dominica. 767. Everybody coming down to the stadium.
Come to see the Valley Hikers and the Tito Gosh Splashers.
Everybody coming down to the stadium.
To see Sari Sunrisers and Barana Ote Warriors.
Everybody coming down to the stadium.
To see Indian River Rowers and the Champagne Reef Divers.
Tutmundio Kadesan, yes, they coming down.
So come and enjoy the cricket.
All you know, all you like it.
Yes, Dominica, the natural, giving them a taste of nature. Dream 11, natural T10 in Dominica. 767.
Giving them a taste of nature. Dream 11, natural T10 in Dominica. 767. Everybody coming down to the stadium.
So come and enjoy the cricket.
All you know, all you like it.
I go buy my water. Go buy food. You don't bring water. I mean, this thing. Go in this thing and drink water. Hold all the water.
Welcome back to the Windsor Park Sports Stadium for the second half of this encounter between the Sari Sunrisers and the Barana Ote Warriors. Of course, the total set there was 69 by the Sari Sunrisers. The Barana Ote Warriors will need 70 for victory. And of course, let me just welcome to the booth once again, Joel Mingo. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Compton. And we're eagerly awaiting the reply from the Barana Ote Warriors. Just needing 70 runs of the 10 overs. Basic 7 runs and over. And knowing the Barana Ote Warriors and the style and the culture in which they play, we expect them to have a very fast or quick start, or at least attempt to. So let's see how it goes.
Yes, so it's going to be Stephen Natram and Gian Benjamin, the captain, to open the batting for the Barana Ote Warriors. Meantime, it's going to be Kofi James, of course. They are starting with slow bowling. And here goes the first ball. Natram just a little watchful on that occasion. There seems to be some bounce in the wicket.
Yes, that was due to the moisture, of the previous game when the rain fell. And I still believe there's something for the spinners in this track. A bit of turn early on, and let's see how it plays out this afternoon.
This one is blasted towards mid-wicket, and it's Bullseye Pharmacy Clinical 4 there. So they are off the mark with a boundary.
Yes, nothing delivery really. Shot stood up, and he could actually hit it anywhere he wanted. Beautiful shot by Stephen Natram.
Yes, certainly, and he's in fine form. Remember, he struck 40 in his last match. Was one of the key, of course, run getters in the previous match. And of course, the captain himself also has some form going for him. He scored 20 in that last encounter.
Well, Stephen Natureman, Gian Benjamin, a very formidable opening batsman at the top of an inning in any team. They're very attacking, and any opposition facing up to these guys would have something to think about.
Yes, of course, we saw that in the last match. They had a very good start, this opening pair. And of course, that seems to be a feature of the Barana Uti Warriors. Aggression. Always looking for the boundaries. And this one is heading to the fence, crosses the ropes now. A bullseye pharmacy, clinical for Gian Benjamin is already showing signs of what we were just talking about, Mingo.
Yeah, it's very marginal. Very simple shot. Very short, wide outside the off stump, and he just pulled it away. Very little margin for error here by Kofi James, and the Barana Ute Warriors are always looking to score quickly and get on with things.
Kofi James. And this one peels off the edge and is trickling down towards the fence. Will it be stopped? No. So it's another bullseye pharmacy clinical for.
This was intentional by Gian Benjamin. He got an extra bounce, and he actually just opened the face and guided it over the keeper. Fantastic shot, very innovative.
Yes, certainly. Of course, we are in the power play at the moment. The only two fielders that are allowed outside the 30-yard circle right now towards mid-wicket and a long on for the left-handed Gian Benjamin. Looking to sweep there. An appeal for out, but of course the umpire is unmoved. Not sure if they were appealing for a catch or for leg before Mingo.
Yeah, it was interesting, the delivery. He pitched up and Gian attempted to sweep. It looked like it trickled off the pads and spooned up in the air. But umpire Heston Charles says not out, and the game must continue. And that's the end of the over. Yeah, 13 without loss, the Barana Uti Warriors.
Yeah, certainly. Kofi James, of course, understands the importance of early breakthroughs, particularly against the Barana Uti Warriors. If you can get these two within the first two overs, of course, you're well on your way, of course, in making a serious dent in their lineup.
Well, you would have to be picking up wickets and picking it up regularly in this match, for them to have a chance of actually even, creating an impression in this game, because you're not going to be Barana, you're not going to restrict them to 70 runs in 10 overs. You'd have to bowl them out, I would think.
You are quite right on that, certainly.
So wickets are the order of the day for the Sari Sunrisers.
So it's going to be Dylan John.
Very interesting to see how he goes here this time. He came on yesterday and he bowled from the Billy Doctor of Pavilion end, and he had a very horrible time at the start. He bowled about 4 to 5 wides in his first over, and he'll be hoping, or his team will be hoping, that he betters that today and be right on the money.
Yeah, certainly. Can be quite nippy as well. Let's see what he does in this condition. It's down the leg side, straying again. So again, he's having some difficulty in getting it on target.
Yes, and not what they would have wanted or they would have expected by Dylan John. He would need to tighten up very quickly, because they have no room for extras in this match.
He's bowling to the right-hander. I wonder if that's the best line of attack coming from over the wicket. Might be better off coming around the wicket. Maybe he's trying to get that double movement and that swing, but he's taken to the cleaners there, stylishly over his head for a Twapito. First quenching 6.
Yes, that was too easy by Dylan John. Sat up, and Stephen Natram, being the player that he is, he was never going to miss out on that wonderful shot. Straight back over the bowler, he said, and for a 6.
And exactly what I was talking about. He's trying to get that double movement in and out and swing back into him. The ball did move a little bit, if you were quite observant there, but it was well up. It was so well up that at that point in its trajectory would not have had so much effect on the batter. He could just step on the front foot and belt it.
Yeah, very good observation.
And this time he picks this one off the hips and over the fence, over backward square leg for a Twapito thirst-quenching 6.
Yes, this one was a short delivery, shot an outside leg stump, and he just helped it actually. Didn't have too much to do. A very stylish looking shot, beautiful shot by Stephen Natram. And the pressure is piling on the Sari Sunrisers.
Yes, he really needs to get it right sooner rather than later, because these two are quite busy at the crease and they are really looking for the boundaries. They will capitalize at every opportunity. So John really has something to think about now. Needs to make quick adjustment.
26 without loss in 1.2 overs. And as we expected, Compton Bertrand, this team is not going to hang around and block. They will always go. They are a very attacking team. That's the nature of this team. They are very attacking, especially at the top. And we expected that. And let's see how Dylan John goes away this time.
And again, drifting down the leg side.